Hello students, welcome to the lecture on staffing and motivation. And after this lecture, we will be able to learn the following objectives. Understand concept of staffing, describe manpower planning, learning about job rotation in staffing, define recruitment of manpower, discuss transfers and promotions, describe performance appraisal, explain motivators and satisfaction, discuss on motivating towards organizing. Let's start with the concept of staffing and motivation. Staffing is the practice of finding, evaluating, and establishing working relationship with future colleagues on a project and firing them when they are no longer needed. Staffing involves finding people who may be hired or already working for the company or organization or may be working for competing companies. Motivation is a psychological feature that arouses an organism to action towards a desired goal and elicits, controls and sustains certain goal-directed behaviors. Let us now discuss the concept of staffing. Staffing is a term that refers to the management of employee schedules. For many retail businesses, staffing is monitored hourly because the cost of employee paychecks is a significant cost driver for the organization. The term staffing in management consists of selecting the right person for the right post, training and development, giving proper remuneration and motivation, performance appraisal of employees. Internal factors affecting staffing. The internal factors that affect staffing are promotion policy. Staffing is affected by the promotion policy of the organization. If the organization has a good promotion policy with prospects to career growth and development, only then efficient people will be attracted to the organization. Internal promotions are better for lower and middle level jobs. Future growth plans of organization. Staffing is also affected by the future growth plans of the organization. If the organization wants to grow and expand, then it will need many talented people. External factors affecting staffing. The external factors affecting staffing are labor laws. Labor laws of the government also affect the staffing policy of the organization. Pressure from socio-political groups. Staffing is also affected by activities of socio-political groups and parties. These groups and parties put pressure on the organization to grant jobs only to local people. Educational standards. Staffing is also affected by the educational standards of an area. If the educational standard of a place is very high, then the organization will only select qualified and experienced staff for all job positions. Now moving on to the next topic, we will study manpower planning. Manpower planning is the sine qua non of all successful staffing. Manpower planning, including forecasting, developing, and controlling, is the process by which a firm ensures that it has the right number of people and the right kind of people at the right places at the right time, doing work for which they are economically most useful.
Hello Mike, can I explain any management concepts?
Professor Siegfried, what is manpower planning?
Well Mike, manpower planning is the process of working out what employees will be needed in the right place, right time, doing the right activities for which they are suited for, to help achieve the goals of the organization.
Thanks Professor, for defining manpower planning.
Short-term manpower planning. The steps involved in this planning are: the first step is to identify the weak and strong incumbents. Weak incumbents are those whose skills fall short of the job requirements. The second step is to set the anomalies right. Long-term manpower planning. This planning is done to find a proper match between the future jobs and the future incumbents. Steps that are involved in this planning are: the first step is to determine the requirements of manpower for a particular period, done by making forecasts. Forecasts of future manpower requirements can be made period of 2 to 5 years. The second step is to ascertain the existing number of rank and file workers in each section, department and unit, and to compare it with the required number, in case the required number is more than the available number. Let's know the meaning of job rotation in staffing. Managers and business owners want to ensure that someone is available to take on other tasks when vacation and illness cause a spot to be open. Business owners and operating officers might use a rotation plan so that management personnel are familiar with various sections of the business. The constant, repetitive use of the same muscles can be one of the hazards of the workplace. Wise use of rotation may help workers stay healthy and maintain a good work atmosphere as well. Safety is often a key consideration in this situation. Importance of job rotation. Job rotation is the surest way of keeping the employee away from complacency and boredom of routine. It is difficult for an employee to sustain his interest in a given job for any substantial length of time, as humans have the tendency of outgrowing their jobs through the learning and experience that they gain over a period of time. Potential of job rotation. A well-planned job rotation program in an organization has immense potential of positive impact on job satisfaction, engagement of people, and finally on retention of people. Few of the outcomes of job rotation with respect to the individual are job enrichment, overall development, the ritual of job rotation. Today in the industry, job rotation is viewed as just another transfer rather than as an important tool for implementing. The HR strategy of the company, job rotation has become a ritual at best, without any focus on the outcomes that can be achieved through a little planning and implementation effort. Realizing the potential of job rotation. In order to realize the true potential of job rotation, there must be a planned system in place with the policy taking into account organizational interest, employee commitment, attrition rates, specific business issues, etc. Eligibility of the employees, qualification, prior experience, aptitude, competence, etc. Nature mandatory or voluntary. Duration. Now moving on to the next topic, we will study the recruitment of manpower. Recruitment is the generating of applications or applicants for specific positions. It is the process of attracting potential employees to the company. The management should have a proper plan of recruitment regarding the quantity and quality of personnel required and the time when it is needed. The process of recruitment and the cost involved in it depends on the size of the undertaking and the type of persons to be recruited. The sources of recruitment can be broadly classified into two categories, internal and external. Internal sources refer to the present working force of a company. Vacancies other than at the lowest level may be filled by selecting individuals from amongst the existing employees of the company. Among the more commonly used external resources are re-employing former employees. Former employees who have been laid off or have left for personal reasons may be re-employed. These people may require less initial training than that needed by total strangers to the enterprise. Friends and relatives of present employees. Some industries with a record of good personal relationships encourage their employees to recommend their friends and relatives for appointment in the concern where they are employed. Evaluation of alternative sources. A company cannot fill all its vacancies from one single source. It must carefully combine some of these sources, weighing their cost and flexibility, the quality of men they supply, and the effect on the present workforce. Internal versus external sources of recruitment. From the point of view of its impact on motivation, recruitment from external sources is not desirable, particularly when an adequate number of qualified persons are already available inside the organization. Similarly, if the management wants its workers to improve their prospects by participating effectively in the company's program and in the process of production, it is desirable to follow a policy of recruitment from within. Now moving on to the next topic, we will study the transfers and promotions. Today's focus on competitiveness favors competence, as does the fact that promotion based on competence is the superior motivator. However, a company's ability to use competence as the criterion depends on several things, most notably whether or not union agreements or civil service requirements govern promotions. Union agreements sometimes contain clauses that emphasize seniority, such as in the advancement of employees, employees with the highest seniority will be given preference where skills and performance are approximately equal. Handling transfers. A transfer is a move from one job to another, usually with no change in salary or grade. Employees seek transfers for many reasons, including proximity to their hometown, better job prospects, personal enrichment, more interesting profiles, greater convenience, and greater advancement possibilities. Employees may transfer workers to fill positions in cities where the business is growing and where there are better career prospects. Transfers are a way to give employees who might have nowhere else to go a chance for another assignment and perhaps some personal growth.
How to ask for a promotion. If you're craving additional challenge at work or eyeing a recently vacated position in your company, you may also be thinking about the possibility of a promotion. For many professionals, asking for a promotion can be daunting, as many assume that their manager should initiate the process. Most managers, however, appreciate employees who are assertive and are eager to help you map out your career path. So how do you go about asking for a promotion? Are you ready? Have you already started to take on extra responsibilities? How does it feel? Do you enjoy the extra challenges they offer? If so, then think about your additional contributions to the organisation and how these will help you obtain a promotion. Improving your visibility through volunteering for special projects, networking with internal stakeholders, and developing your specialist and leadership skills is a great start, as is identifying areas for improvement for both the company and yourself. The more employees and managers who consider you to be an indispensable resource, the better your chances for promotion. Is the time right? If your company is cutting expenditures or had a bad quarter, it's probably not the ideal moment to ask for a promotion. Be familiar with your company's protocol, as some consider promotions during annual performance reviews only. Also, pay attention to timing when you schedule a conversation with your supervisor. The best times are generally when your manager has a lighter workload, but is more likely to feel open-minded and relaxed. Prepare your case. Before the meeting, think about the reasons why you should be promoted. Keep a running tally of key accomplishments and contributions you've made to the company's bottom line, problems you've solved, and how you've saved the company money. Also include any specialised training you have taken that is relevant for the new role. Be polite yet confident. Once you are in the meeting, explain briefly which position or area of new responsibilities you have in mind and why you feel you are qualified. Maintain a calm demeanour and do not become defensive or emotional, even if your request is not immediately accepted. If you are told that the timing is not right, ask when it would be appropriate to bring up the matter again and how you might improve your skills in the meantime. So what do you do if you are passed up for a promotion? When a coveted promotion that you felt you deserved is awarded to someone else, it's natural to feel disappointed. It may even seem that your career has been knocked off course. So how do you handle it? Allow time to process your feelings. After missing out on a promotion, it's common to feel a sense of rejection or defeat. Rather than isolate yourself, reach out to members of your professional network, such as former colleagues and mentors. It's likely they've undergone a similar experience in the past and could offer their support and advice for overcoming negative feelings. Objectively assess the setback. After you've recovered from the initial disappointment, consider all of the factors that may have influenced the promotion decision. For example, the other candidate might have had experience you're unaware of, making him or her more qualified for the role. Or perhaps your manager did not know that you had expected to be considered for the promotion. Plan your next steps. Use the feedback you receive from the conversation to reassess your strengths and shortcomings. If you were passed over because you lacked a key skill for the position, develop a strategy for growing professionally. This may include additional training or certification, working with a career coach, or requesting more challenging assignments that require you to stretch your talents. Look at your broader career goals. Again, take into account the likelihood that you will be a candidate for promotion in the future. If you intend to stay with your current company, work with your manager to ensure that the next time a promotion arises, you're first in line for it. Set performance benchmarks and goals to meet, and get your boss's input about ways you can strengthen your prospects. Taking action immediately to get back on track after a missed promotion turns the setback into a learning opportunity. This will ensure you emerge from the experience with a clearer sense of your professional goals as well as how to achieve.
Now we will study performance appraisal. To evaluate is to assess the worth or value. In social life, we generally evaluate or appraise the behavior of others in relation to our own needs or goals. Appraisals are judgments of the characteristics, traits, and performance of others. In industry, performance appraisal is a systematic evaluation of personnel by supervisors or others familiar with their performance because employers are interested in knowing about employee performance. Now, moving on to the next topic, we will study motivators and satisfaction. Motivated employees will build the common company morale. Motivation is vital to developing a healthy relationship between an employer and the employee. Having a sound relationship in the workplace is significant in retaining key employees and building employee loyalty to organization. Motivation can also improve productivity and inspire employees to work even harder. Motivation is a powerful factor in accomplishing goals in all aspects of an individual's life. Motivational experts may vary widely in the techniques they suggest to instill motivation. However, listed are some that may seem to agree with. Know the employees. Employees must take the time to know their employee and know what drives their performance. We have heard throughout our lives that each person is a unique individual, and this is no different when it comes to motivation. Not all employees will be motivated by the same strategy. Communication. Keep the communication channels open. Always treat employees with respect and dignity, and they will give us their best efforts. Clearly communicate expectations to employees and potential consequences for not meeting those expectations. When this information is not provided upfront, employees may begin to feel that they are working with no purpose in mind and their efforts are not contributing to the organization. Training and goal setting. Employees are motivated from the beginning when they are given the training necessary to allow them to excel in their job. Both short and long-term goals should be set to guide projects and productivity. Employees' input should be solicited in goal setting. Feedback. Providing useful feedback to employees is crucial in keeping them motivated. Feedback should go hand in hand with established expectations. Providing feedback is not only a learning opportunity for the employee but also an opportunity for employee recognition. Show recognition. Expressing appreciation for a good work always goes a long way in motivating employees. Employees need to know that efforts are recognized and appreciated. Motivation and morale relationship and differences. According to Davis, morale is a mental condition of groups and individuals which determines their attitudes. There are two states of morale. High morale. High morale implies determination at work and essential in achievement of management objectives. High morale results in a keen teamwork on part of the employees, organizational commitment, and a sense of belongingness in the employee's mind, immediate conflict identification and resolution, healthy and safe work environment. Low morale. Low morale has the following features: greater grievances and conflicts in organization, high rate of employee absenteeism and turnover. Now, moving on to the next topic, we will study motivating towards organizing. Motivation and performance of employees are powerful tools for the long-term success of the organization. Performance measurement is a critical characteristic of organization's management since it reflects the progress and achievements of the organization. Driving forces behind better motivation and performance. In order to avoid marginalization and sustaining its competitive advantage, organizations today are required to adapt to the latest technologies and globalization. Economic, social, political, and technological changes are the inevitable challenges that organizations are facing. Since changes are taking place in the external business environment, it is mandatory for all organizations to adapt to the important changes that can be sources of motivation for competitive advantage. Identify and fit employee needs. None of the labor contracts mentions that workers are protected from stress, dullness, dissatisfaction, or feeling powerless. One of the major concerns that employees expect is to work in a healthy and safety working environment. Organizations and people are depending on each other to fulfill their desired expectations. Management priority is to detect and deliver a wide range of tactics that will satisfy and match both employees and organization core values. Performance-related pay. Pay is also an influential tactic to induce motivation, since individuals may utilize it to attain the desired wants. Consequently, pay is a recompense that has a great impact in establishing employees' diligence and commitments. The team dynamics. A few decades ago, General Motors was fruitless to meet its production target since they were dismissing employees instead of solving the human resource problems. In workplaces where work is monotonous and unchallenging, employees become easily bored, annoyed, and for this reason, they demand their work to be more humanized. Vroom. No employee wishes to work in an isolated environment. By encouraging employees to work in team, they become more competent, motivated, and flexible enough to undertake multiple tasks as well as deliver outstanding products and services required by the customers. Now, in the end, let us summarize what we have learned in this lecture. Motivation is a psychological feature that arouses an organism to action towards a desired goal and elicits, controls, and sustains certain goal-directed behaviors. Manpower planning, including forecasting, developing, and controlling, is the process by which a firm ensures that it has the right number of people and the right kind of people at the right places at the right time, doing work for which they are economically most useful. The management should have a proper plan of recruitment regarding the quantity and the quality of personnel required and the time when it is needed. A formal appraisal program has been perceived to be equally important in business and industry, and a number of firms conduct it in one form or the other. Morale is defined as the total satisfaction derived by an individual from his job, his work group, his superior, the organization he works for, and the environment.